Howdy, y'all. It's Reese, aka Bearman Prime, on this June 27th. Welcome back to my Read the Bible in a Year series. Thank you again for joining me. God bless you all. Card in the top right hand corner for the rest of the playlist. And please hit the like button, subscribe button, and notification bell so you stay caught up. Really do appreciate it. Alright, so yesterday we saw the story of how Jesus healed the man by the pool on the Sabbath day and how he confronted the Israelite teachers of the law, the Pharisees, etc., about what he is able to do, what authority he has, and him basically saying that the Father has sent me. I am the Son of God. I have full authority to do all these things whenever I want to, however I want to. So let's tug on that thread a little bit more in a similar vein. Let's go over to the book of Mark today, starting in chapter 2, where Jesus declares that he is Lord of the Sabbath, right? So Mark chapter 2, starting in verse 23. On the Sabbath day, Jesus and his followers were walking through some grain fields. The followers picked some grain to eat. Some Pharisees said to Jesus, "Why are you followers doing this? It is against the law to pick grain on the Sabbath." Jesus answered, "You have read what David did when he and the people with him were hungry and needed food. It was during the time of Abiathar the high priest. David went into God's house and ate the bread that was offered to God. And the law of Moses says that only priests can eat that bread. David also gave some of the bread to the people with him." Then Jesus said to the Pharisees, "The Sabbath day was made to help people. People were not made to be ruled by the Sabbath. So the Son of Man is Lord of every day, even the Sabbath." Chapter 3, verse 1. Another time Jesus went into the synagogue. In the synagogue there was a man with a crippled hand. Some Jews there were watching Jesus closely. They were waiting to see if he would heal the man on a Sabbath day. They wanted to see Jesus do something wrong so that they could accuse him. Jesus said to the man with the crippled hand, "Stand up here so that everyone can see you." Then Jesus asked the people, "Which is the right thing to do on the Sabbath day? To do good or to do evil? Is it right to save a life or to destroy one?" The people said nothing to answer him. Jesus looked at the people. He was angry, but he felt very sad because they were so stubborn. He said to the man, "Hold out your hand." The man held out his hand, and it was healed. And the Pharisees leapt and made plans with the Herodians about a way to kill Jesus. Verse 7. Jesus went away with his followers to a lake. A large crowd of people from Galilee followed them. Many also came from Judea, from Jerusalem, from Idumea, from the area across the Jordan River, and from the area around Tyre and Sidon. These people came because they heard about all that Jesus was doing. Jesus saw how many people there were, so he told his followers to get a small boat and make it ready for him. He wanted the boat so that the crowds of people could not push against him. He had healed many of them, so all the sick people were pushing toward him to touch him. Some people had evil spirits inside them. When the evil spirits saw Jesus, they bowed before him and shouted, "You are the Son of God!" But Jesus gave the spirits a strong warning not to tell anyone who he was. Verse 13. Then Jesus went up on a hill and invited those he wanted to go with him. So they joined him there. And he chose 12 men and called them apostles. He wanted these 12 men to be with him, and he wanted to send them to other places to tell people God's message. He also wanted them to have the power to force demons out of people. These are the names of the 12 men Jesus chose: Simon, the one Jesus named Peter; James and his brother John, the sons of Zebedee, the ones Jesus named Boanerges, which means sons of thunder; Andrew, Philip, Bartholomew, Matthew, Thomas, James the son of Alphaeus, Thaddeus, Simon the Zealot, Judas Iscariot, the one who handed Jesus over to his enemies. Spoiler alert. Joking aside. Alright, so let's again break it down. So let's start first where Jesus declares that he is the Lord of the Sabbath. So here they are, they're walking through a grain field on a Sabbath day. They're just minding their own business. Their followers, Jesus' followers, hey, want a snack, okay? They've been walking a long time, so they start picking some of the grain and eating it, okay? Seems pretty harmless. But again, this goes back to how the Pharisees take the law of Moses to an absolute extreme and say, you are not allowed to do that. You cannot do any work. It includes picking the grains. You just can't do anything. And Jesus is like, bro, the Sabbath is not meant to control you, okay? The Sabbath is meant to help you, to rest, to heal, to, spend time in the presence of God. So if I say it's okay because I am the Lord of the Sabbath. The Son of Man is the Lord of the Sabbath. And then he, drives the point further with this man in the synagogue with crippled hand. And he makes an example of him, unfortunately. But he says, so on the Sabbath day, should we do good or do evil? Should we help this man or not help this man? And everyone's probably just thinking, they're like, And the Pharisees are probably sitting there just like, So Jesus is like, we should help. Okay. It doesn't matter what day it is, day or night, Sabbath or not. We should help those who need help, right? And then finally, here at the end, as we get to chapter 3, we see Jesus call out the 12, the apostles that he has chosen to be his inner circle, the one that he wants to be with him at all times, the ones that he wants to send out to spread his gospel of the kingdom, to drive out the demons, to heal people, and to preach the message of God. So we have Peter, James and John, Andrew, Philip, Bartholomew, Matthew, Thomas, James, the son of Alphaeus. So there's 2 Jameses here. Actually 3 if you count Jesus' brother, but forget about that one. Don't want to confuse you. James, son of Alphaeus, Thaddeus, Simon the Zealot, and then, of course, Judas Iscariot. So those are the 12 right now. But that's all for today. We're going to pick it up there tomorrow. Thank you again for joining me. I sure do appreciate it. I'll see y'all tomorrow.